And is that part of why you moved out of Ireland? Because I can imagine it's all well and good, like appreciating that you've got the Irishness to your name as a comedian, but you obviously will have had to start in Ireland as a comedian, and the humor there is very advanced. And I would imagine it's like doing a lecture with PhD students. It's like everyone's got a high bar.
You're really giving Irish people a lot of credit there. You know, there's levels, but I actually didn't start at home because when I was at home, but it plays into your point, it felt like the comedy I was watching, there was no way in because it was so good. Like, where do you even start?
Yeah.
And I didn't know of any open mic, like starter comedy nights. So I just saw the pros, and it was a handful of people who you're like, well, they were obviously just born like this. So there was no way in. And then I moved, and I was in Newcastle, and a friend of mine was in London, and he accidentally did an open mic comedy performance.
Accidentally.
Which now, I'll peel back the curtain a little bit. Open mic comedy in big cities like London, it's everywhere. You know, you can walk past a pub, not even knowing there's a room upstairs with 7 people in it who have gone seen a comedy night poster or been flyered downstairs and gone, oh, we'll go up. Then they get in and they're trapped because there's 20 acts who've now, bombarded the doors. Like, oh, I guess we're staying here. A similar-ish thing happened. My pal was in the bar with like 2 or 3 pals, and someone came over and flyered them and said, oh, it's going to be a comedy night. And they're like, oh, yeah, great. So they go up, and when they get in, they realize they're 50% of the audience. And now I know what the promoter of the night, but the person organizing the night was MCing, which is the person who sort of starts the show and gets things going and introduces the acts. And he spoke to my pal and his group of mates, and somehow it came up. My friend said, I would love to try this sometime. And he was like, well, you can go on last if you want, and just like get some stuff together. And you seem great. This would be fun. Let's give him a round of applause. He's gonna close the show. But what that guy was doing was ensuring everybody stayed for the show, because at the break, at these nights, it tends to be clever because everyone's terrible. When they start, everyone is terrible, and this was a room of nothing but terrible people. So the only way that audience was going to remain intact was with this suspense of this guy's going to come up and try comedy for the first time. And that's those people did stay. He did it. He called me afterwards, and I'd never heard of open mic comedy before.
Right.
So then I was like, oh, I guess I'll just do that.
All right. But you had always wanted to.
I never saw that. I had a few people in my life say to me, it's like, you could do this and you should do this.
Right.
But all I'd seen was pros.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, how do you, there's, and I had this conversation with someone last week. It was like, I assumed that there was a guy with a cigar who just, comes over and is like, listen, I've just heard you talking with your pals. You're hilarious.
That's how you thought it worked.
Because there was, how else was it, and then you get made a star. So I just assumed, you're
just waiting for that man in the cigar.
Yeah.
Cigar.
Just, stay ready, stay match fit. But
leech to anyone who's getting a cigar out.
This is the moment, yeah. And then they banned smoking, and it was like, oh, how is this ever going to happen? But you do the open mic circuit long enough that you start getting trial spots on pro gigs. Mm-hmm. And then once you're sort of established there, you might pick up a little bit of paid work on some smaller nights. And yeah, it's just that it's working up the ranks.
Yeah.